Tonight's county feature, of course, is about Fleming County. We're going to take a look back at the life of Lake Kelly. He's a coaching legend in Fleming County, a native of that county, and who is dedicated to the players there as well as the ones at the University of Kentucky. Bradley had a cool story.
This is my favorite picture of Lake. And that referee admitted he was wrong.
Lake Kelly, whose career as a college and high school basketball coach spanned more than 45 years. What really put Coach Kelly on the map, in 1971, he became the head coach at Austin Peay and took the Governors to 3 NCAA appearances. Players and coaches knew Coach Kelly had a special talent.
Well, I think he didn't realize it at the time, but his start in coaching was that game when Georgia Tech, he played at Georgia Tech, and they beat Kentucky twice that season. He went to the game before that and had scouting notes that he took back to the coach. So we always felt like that's where he got his coaching start. He helped Georgia Tech beat Kentucky that year, 129 game winning streak, and people talk about that to this day.
People also talk about his time at Kentucky. He was an assistant under Joe B. Hall from 1983 to 1985. He helped Coach Hall and the team to their 9th Final Four in 1984. Not only did he have an eye for coaching, he had an eye for knowing good coaches. He recommended Florida State's head coach Leonard Hamilton, who was on Joe B. Hall's staff back in 1974 to 1986.
I'm a big fan of Lake Kelly. I couldn't say enough to justify what this man was. He was an excellent coach, complete supporter. He would take any job and excel at.
We lived there for a year in Wildcat Lodge. That was a lot of fun. The players kept coming upstairs when they smelled brownies that I was baking.
How many brownies you had to make?
Oh my gosh, lots. And we ended up calling them Bowie's brownies because Sam Bowie liked them the best.
After leaving Kentucky in 1985, he went back to Austin Peay for 4 years. He also worked at WKYT TV as an account executive in 1990. Then he decided to come back to his hometown, Flemingsburg, in 1993. He worked as an assistant principal at Fleming County Elementary before he became the head coach in 1995 at Fleming County High School. It was a big change for him than coaching in college.
Well, first thing he had to learn was not to swear very much anymore. He went back to saying things like Jiminy Crickets and confound it and things like that.
A father figure to most of us. Helped us out, taught us a lot of important life values.
Those life values were being disciplined, respecting others, and working to your best ability.
Very serious, stern. I remember one time Bradley pulled the locker off the wall, yanked it a little bit. And you said, golly, coach, you're strong. And he went out and started hollering, screaming at us because we was laughing and wasn't serious. And that's when he really showed us what winning. That's when we really knew. He showed us from a different level, took us to a new level.
That next level was taking Fleming County to the state Sweet 16 in 1998 and 1999. The last time the Panthers were there was 1974.
Well, when we went to the tournament, I don't know who was left in Fleming County because it was emptied out really quick. They said at that time we had the most, something like 17,000 at one time in Rupp Arena, which was at that time the most, yes. And one of the best things was when we came home and crossed the Fleming County line, the sheriff was there, an escort back into town. The kids were just, well, you know, crazy. Really, is that for us?
It was the best thing in life. You still get people running up talking to you about it. With Coach, everything, it was great. It was the greatest floor in the world, man. Prime time.
Another thing that was prime time was Mrs. Kelly's sack lunches, one of the all-time favorites from players and coaches.
They looked forward to him before every game. He found out they were drinking soft drinks and eating candy bars before going on trips because they didn't have time to go home and eat a meal. So he asked me if I would make sandwiches, and I did. I made a sandwich, apple or banana, and some cookies, of course.
And she spoiled our kids and the coaches with treats and cookies.
Man, the little cakes when we get on the bus, the little bags, brownies, cookies. And to Lake put a stop to it, who's giving y'all these cookies? And everybody was like, Coach Miss Kelly, he was like, Marty, no more cookies for the guys.
After 13 years recording a record of 134 and 89 at Fleming County High School, Coach Kelly retired in December of 2008. Shortly after his retirement, Lake Kelly had some health issues and passed away in March of 2009. To honoring Coach Kelly, they named a highway after him leading to the high school.
Oh my gosh, we were just astonished because we didn't know anything about it until they called and said they were going to put up this road sign saying Coach Lake Kelly Memorial Highway, and it's out there by the high school.
Coach Kelly was a hardworking man. He wanted to be the best coach, the best father, and the best husband he could possibly be.
Lake became one of my best friends, and I have known him for many years and competed against his Austin Peay team, and we always got along on a very friendly basis.
He did love Fleming County and the ball players and thought about you all long after he left coaching.
That's really cool. We've gone on road trips together and hotels, everything. We've had a million conversations about Fleming County, Coach Kelly, and he meant a lot to you, still does. Like, those were very important years in your life.
Yeah, most important years of my life. I mean, he taught me to be a man, even though I had a father, he was like a father figure. He's the one that got me to going to college. When I left my first school, I didn't really want to go back to school. And he said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to stay at home. He said, no, you're not. He took his truck, drove me all the way up here to Louisville, Kentucky, got me a tryout at Spalding University, and I was able to play college basketball. So he made my dreams come true. So he means a lot to me. He means a lot to the whole community, and I still keep in touch with his wife, Mrs. Kelly, who makes all the brownies for us.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I've heard stories about her cheesecake, though.
Oh, yes.
The cheesecake. You can tell the cheesecake story.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Like, when we had to work out, so Coach Kelly was like an old school guy. He said, I want 4 to a group. He had us push his S10 truck up a hill. And he said, whoever gets up to the very top gets his wife's cheesecake. Yeah. You better best believe it. Marcus and me, we're on the same team. We got that cheesecake. And so, hey, I tell you what, my legs were burning, but that cheesecake tastes really good after I got done.
And that, in a way, I think has impacted UK baseball, because when we were with Nick Mingione before the season, we were telling stories. You told him the cheesecake story, and he loved it. He was like, I'm going to tell my guys, we got to get that cheesecake. Right. It's a mindset. Got to get that cheesecake.
I'm telling you, when you get that cheesecake, you can do whatever you want. I'm telling you. You have all athletic ability.
It just brings you the best out in you, right?
Right. Muscle.
Very cool story. Very cool.
Thank you.